Today, we're going to talk about how to create a pull system with suppliers. Specifically, we'll talk about 5 simple steps. Step 1, determine your ideal delivery frequency. Ideally, we would like daily or multiple daily deliveries for high volume production. Weekly or monthly deliveries can work as well. Less frequent deliveries and very long lead times are not generally workable with Kanban. A milk run is a method to speed the flow of materials between facilities by routing vehicles to make multiple pickups and drop-offs at many facilities. By making frequent pickups and drop-offs with milk run vehicles connecting a number of facilities rather than waiting to accumulate a truckload for direct shipment between 2 facilities, it is possible to reduce inventories and response times along a value stream. So milk runs between facilities are similar in concept to material handling routes within facilities. This can also be done by the customer. A milk run can be multiple pickups by the customer in one single day or even multiple times daily. Step 2 is choosing your signal method. Option 1. When a particular level of inventory is reached, the supplier is notified to send a fixed amount of product to the buyer to replenish the buyer's purchased parts supermarket. This is the most common method and works with a trigger or reorder point. Option 2. At a particular time each day or week, the supplier is notified to send a variable amount of product to replenish the buyer's purchased parts supermarket. This works well for consumables and inexpensive supplies. If option 1 is chosen, then we need to have a signal or Kanban. Options for Kanban include cards, electronic Kanban, and other physical signals like empty containers or open spaces on the floor. Step 3, determine the container size for parts. Ideally, we would like supplier containers to be the same size as those used on the factory floor. In other words, they should be sized according to need of the user rather than that of the supplier. Sometimes, however, this is impossible or impractical, but it never hurts to ask the supplier. Step 4, determine the maximum inventory level for parts and calculate warehouse space. We talk about the formula for this in our inventory management module. As a reminder, the maximum inventory level is equal to cycle stock plus buffer stock plus safety stock. Cycle stock is equal to the average usage per day times the replenishment frequency. For example, a weekly replenishment with a usage of 100 per day would result in a cycle stock of 5 times 100 or 500 units. Buffer stock should be based on usage variability, and safety stock should be based on supplier quality and delivery. Step 5, calculate the reorder point. The reorder point equals the lead time in days times the average units consumed per day. The reorder point is the amount of remaining inventory and cycle stock that would trigger a Kanban or signal to the supplier for replenishment. For example, let's say we have a 5-day lead time and a consumption rate of 450 units per day. Our reorder point equals 450 units times 5 days, which is 2,250 units. When 2,250 units are left in our cycle stock, we signal the supplier. Now, test the system with one supplier on one key part. As you work out the problems you encounter, you can add an entire family of parts from that supplier. Then, expand to other trusted suppliers. So that's supplier pull systems in a nutshell. Are you ready to set up your own pull system with a key supplier?